to pass English when his skill is masonry, you know? So we scaled down the place of English, and we got many more masons passing because they knew how to do, they had the skill of masonry, but they were failing on English, you know? So that is how we managed to reform that space. Let me give you another example. And these are practical examples which we have had to delve into. What Ogamba has said, the 3 different pathways. We have many learners who are gifted differently. There are people who are not gifted on STEM subjects. They are good artists. They are good social scientists. But when you force them into a channel that emphasizes the things they are not good at, that is why, for a very long time, our education system produced too many failures. You know? Because we were failing our learners on areas that they were not good at, so that even the areas they were good at were undermined by the areas they were not good at. That's why having 3 pathways gives all our children equal opportunity to pass on the areas they are good at. And by the way, we need all of them. We need skills in STEM. We need skills in social science. We need skills in art. They complement society. They make us the society that we are. And that is why competence-based learning is the correct thing to go, the correct education system for us. Let me conclude by saying that, and it's good for us to speak in a bit of experience, because we've been in this space for a while, really helps. And I'm sure the teachers who are here will know that. There was a very big focus on passing a single exam. A single exam determined whether you were a failure or you passed. And that is why exams became a life and death issue. That is why exams were so militarized. There were policemen everywhere, you know, intimidating children, you know, making the whole place, you know, tense, and even affecting the outcome of learning itself. That's why competence learning builds on the learning experience and the learning curve of the student. You know, every stage accounts for the final exam, so that the final exam becomes important, but what you have gone through is equally important. So that is why I am a very strong advocate for competence-based learning.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. And since we're talking accountability and leadership here, and you've revealed that that audit you ordered revealed so many ghost students and ghost schools. When are people going to court? It's our money. What are you doing about it?
Thank you very much. So what happened is, once we got that verified exercise out, we took action against our field officers in those sub-counties which are the largest number of the exaggerated enumerated numbers, and we gave them show cause letters because we have to follow due process under the human resource manuals, which requires us to complete that exercise within 6 months. That is already ongoing. We also sent that report to TSC, and they're also taking action against the particular teachers, again, through the process of disciplinary processes, who were the heads of those institutions that were affected. Over and above that, we invited the DCI, and officers are now in our offices, undertaking and scrutinizing those processes to find out who it is or who is involved in any sort of malpractice or fraud.
Nyitanagira
The reason is really simple.
nani
We are giving you capitation. Capitation doesn't come to your phone. It goes to
murutani wa Jiro wa Mugai.
the bank, signs for that money. If it's a ghost school, they now go to the bank, find out who signed for that particular bank account, and they are doing the investigation. The process is going on, but we've stopped the leakage as the first step, which what we have done. So we are no longer releasing capitation to institutions or ghost students that exist. But the process is ongoing, and you see, you cannot correct a wrong with another wrong. This is a country of laws. Once you accuse somebody, you collect the evidence, you process. What we did ourselves is to verify and hand over the report to the investigative agencies who have the capacity to undertake that exercise. And we do not want to condemn anybody unheard. The relevant culprits will be called, they will write down statements, and then they'll be taken to court. But believe you me, they are going to go to court, and we are going to recover those resources using the asset recovery system, because they are there, they are known.
Maybe where my colleague left, Bwana Waziri, you talked about the laws and the processes. You have been talking about the school fees and no extra charges, but we have seen schools charging school fees. It remains pronouncements and parents are still paying. So what is being done? And what are these channels that actually a parent can use, either not to pay that fee because it is illegal, or what the actions taken against those principals? And also the question would, maybe the important thing to clarify is that, is it that the principals find the money that the government is giving too little to use, hence their need to charge extra?
Let me start by responding to your last question, where the argument has been that the money is not enough. For example, in boarding schools, we charge the circular, the government-approved fee is 53,000. Now, 53,000 is for boarding facilities, food, and other things. Government is paying for infrastructure. Government is paying for the teachers. Government is paying for the books. Government is paying for all these other things. Now, what has happened is that there are people, scrupulous out there, who have introduced budgetary items into the budget of schools that are non-essential, thereby raising the cost of running those institutions. For example, the latest case that we are handling, where school fees was raised from the 53,000 that is allowed to 120,000. But when we looked through, our quality assurance officers did the report, they found several budget lines in the budget that are non-essential, that are not core to what a school should be doing. For instance, 26 million for going to Dubai.